Welcome to Completely Evil, a true crime podcast. I want to first start by saying that this podcast is to bring awareness in the most respectful way to the victims that we discuss. Before we start, let me remind you to please subscribe if you haven't already. Tell a friend and or family member they need to subscribe too. This makes me so sad. All of the stories that I do make me sad, but this one is simply unimaginable. A grandmother killing her granddaughter. I know that my experience isn't everyone's experience, but my grandmother was my peace. She is the reason for my self-esteem. While I feel like I can do and be anything, rest in peace, Mom. I miss you every day, girlie. How could this have happened? Larkeya and her grandmother, they seem to be very close.
Video shit. Grandma, say hey to the camera. Hey, twerk, 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 twerk.
This story takes us to Buckeye, Arizona, the second largest city after Phoenix. Buckeye is known for its beautiful scenery and amazing adventures. It also happens to be the city that 3 generations of women decided to make their home by way of Detroit, Michigan. They went from cold, cold, cold to hot, hot, hot. Larkeya Elliott was born on July 22nd, 1993, to mother Tanisha Davis. She was 31 at the time of her death. She was a detention officer for Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, and she also had a jewelry store on Etsy. But her true passion was being a social media influencer, specifically TikTok, where she loved making funny videos. She had surpassed 22,000 followers.
Hey. Calm your stupid ass down. What's wrong with you? I know. Yeah. It's the calmness for me. Yeah.
On December 15th, Larkeya and her mother Tanisha got into a fight that can be overheard by her 71-year-old grandmother, Deborah Green Davis, while she was in her bedroom. So she dialed 911. Per the police report, Larkeya came to her grandmother's room and tried to take the phone from her grandmother in an attempt to keep her from calling the police. The report says that she punched her grandmother in the head and in her shoulder. Tanisha pulled her daughter Larkeya off of her mom by pulling her hair, and they started to fight at the foot of the grandmother's bed. At that point, Miss Deborah pulled out a 9mm gun and shot Larkeya in the back. Oh, that just gave me chills. When first responders arrived, Larkeya was pronounced dead on the scene. This is absolutely insane. These 3 women were very close, from what I can tell on social media at least. Miss Deborah told police that she did not believe her granddaughter was trying to harm her mother. So what was the gun for then? That statement alone most likely will be what's going to get her sentenced. In 2022, Larkeya had made a Facebook post about family that says, "Family will really make you hate yourself when truly there's nothing wrong with you. They just see something in you that they wish they had did in their life. It's upsetting to get those vibes from your own people." Okay, so let's get into this news clip, y'all.
Grandmother behind bars accused of killing her own granddaughter. Police say it started with a family fight involving 3 different generations of women.
12 News journalist Gabriella Becerra is live in Buckeye with new details on this investigation. Gabriella?
Well, Tram and Troy, Deborah Green Davis is now facing a second-degree murder charge. We've learned she lived in this house behind me with her daughter and granddaughter. All 3 of them were home last night when this shooting happened. According to court documents, Green Davis allegedly called 911 after hearing her daughter and granddaughter physically fighting in another room. Her granddaughter allegedly attempted to take the phone away from her grandmother by punching her in the head and shoulder. The fighting continued, and that's when Green Davis allegedly took out a gun and shot her granddaughter in the back. Officers arrived at the home near Miller and Baseline Roads and shouted commands for everyone to come outside. The mother, only identified as a woman in her 50s, did come outside without a problem. Officers then went into the home and found the granddaughter, identified as 31-year-old Larkeya Elliott. They did CPR, but she died. Officers continued to search the home and then found Green Davis alone in another room with a gun.
This is a quiet neighborhood, but honestly, I didn't think things happened like that, so I really am very not happy with this.
Yeah, especially at Christmas, it's got to be hard for everybody.
Green Davis appeared in court this morning in a wheelchair. She's being held on a $500,000 cash bond. And I did speak with the victim's sister over the phone. She tells me her family is grieving this loss, but not quite ready to speak with us at this time. We also spoke to several people living in this neighborhood who were just surprised that something this violent would happen here. In Buckeye, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.
You guys, I really need your thoughts and opinions on this story. Was Miss Deborah defending herself? Was she defending her daughter? Did she take this too far? I feel horrible for Tanisha. She's in an awful position. How does she feel about her mom right now? Will she bond her out? I read somewhere that Tanisha had to be hospitalized. I think she was having problems breathing, and I absolutely understand that. I want to take this time to give my condolences to Larkeya's family. Her sister is hurting, and understandably so. Rest in peace, Larkeya. Until next time, fly high, baby girl. XOXO.
I would like to say during this time, we should be coming together as a collective. We're going to be uplifting each other. So, better days are coming. I would like for you guys to stay prayed up, stay being yourself, love one another, and then the light as a collective will grow. And God is light. It always prevails. Nothing new happens under the sun. So trust in my word. You're all loved. And that's all. Good night.